Not me waving at you with this half-broken fingernail. Y'all deserve so much better. I'm so sorry. And to my beautiful, talented nail artist and friend, if you're seeing this, and if you're seeing this, no, you're not. Hello, hello, welcome to my video. If you're from my Instagram, I love you. If you're not from my Instagram, love you all the same. So, I think I explained to you in an earlier video, which I'm gonna put somewhere in the card over here if I can remember, how much I actually love Christmas. And you already know that I'm also obsessed with glam and makeup. So I thought, why not just combine the two? And so that's what we're doing today. We're doing this Christmas glam, and we're also making sure that it's going to be long lasting. So I'm going to explain to you a few tricks that I do to keep this face on all day basically. You know, that might actually be the fastest intro I've ever done. Okay, let me stop talking before I ruin it and enjoy the video. So as you were able to see, I obviously started off with eye primer as I always do, but even if you don't wear eye primer on the daily or every time you do your eyeshadow, if you want your makeup to be really long lasting this holiday season, I would recommend you try it. I used the P. Louise eye primer and I really like it. It's very nice for me. It's my favorite one actually. But if you have oilier eyelids, I don't think it would work for you because it is quite tacky. But if that's not the case for you, I would recommend trying out the Paint Pots by MAC. They're a classic, but they work really well. So today I'm actually gonna do a little cut crease rounded eye moment. I'm definitely gonna try and do a smoky eye next time potentially because I just love wearing smoky eyes. In terms of eyeshadow, you could definitely use whatever eyeshadows you wanted. You could definitely use drugstore. I'm using Be Perfect eyeshadows right here. I'm obsessed with their palettes. I think they're very versatile, and I've done most of my looks on Instagram probably with just their palettes alone. So I'm really obsessed with them, and they are affordable in terms of what you get and how much you pay, but you could definitely use cheaper drugstore eyeshadows and they'll work just fine if you have a good primer underneath. I think I'm gonna do brown and gold today, honestly, because that's just one of the combinations that I immediately think of when I think Christmas and the holiday season. So right here, I'm just blending out the dark brown with a lighter brown, and then I'm gonna use an even lighter shade. It's just kind of basic blending, nothing extra special. Just realized I called this blending basic while literally blending it out with a shade that's actually called basic. So right now I'm using the lightest shade and just very simply blending everything out again. So is everyone done with their Christmas shopping, or have you not even started? Which type are you? I already finished most of my shopping like late November, just because I normally don't like shopping in December because everything is so hectic and you might not actually get the gifts that you want. So I already bought the majority of the presents. Now all that's left is, you know, the little trinkets, but I know I can get them at any point. But I still have to wrap everything, which I'm probably gonna do, you know, what, a day before Christmas? And here's the tea. Let me know how you are when it comes to this. I am god-awful at wrapping presents. And when I say god-awful, I mean the end result might not look that bad, but I honestly need a refresher course every year on how to wrap. And I'm never learning anything new. Like, I'm never learning an advanced wrapping skill. I always just play the same very basic wrapping tutorial on YouTube every year before I actually have to wrap all the presents because I'm just so astronomically bad at it. But let me know how and if you wrap your presents, and also let me know if you even celebrate Christmas. Actually, I realize I haven't asked that. Fun fact, I actually celebrate two Christmases. I celebrate an Orthodox Christmas, which is in January, and I also celebrate the Catholic Christmas. Growing up, we would acknowledge and celebrate both Christmases. My grandma was Catholic and she would always celebrate, you know, Christmas on the 25th, and then a lot of my family was Orthodox, and we'd also celebrate that Christmas as well. We'd always acknowledge both, and that's just how I kept it even now. I also like to celebrate both to this day. I am very much obsessed with Christmas, and I'm not gonna turn down the opportunity to celebrate two Christmases. And I also think it's fun. It's sort of a family tradition that I grew up doing, so I'm keeping it alive. And if you're wondering if I get 2 gifts because of that, the answer is no. Normally I don't. Very rarely, if somebody just wants to go out of their way and get me 2 gifts, they do that. But generally, me and my family, the family that I was born into, we really don't even have a tradition of exchanging gifts. Not really. When I was little, we would just, you know, share a meal and have a fun day, but not really exchange gifts. That really wasn't the tradition. But now, with my chosen family, I definitely, and my friends obviously, I definitely do exchange gifts. I'm really big on gift giving. I love giving them. Probably a little bit more than I love receiving them, but for selfish reasons, mind you. I really love seeing the look on people's faces when I get them something that I know that they'll love. I would like to interject here and just say that it's very bold of me that I'm trying to speak full sentences and telling stories while I'm cutting this crease with Vaseline, girl. Now I'm just popping 2 different shades of gold, one on my inner corner and one on the rest of the lid, and then we can move on to the rest of the face. So we're done with the eyes, except you know what? Even though I probably won't have time to do this day of, I'm just gonna add a little bit of wing liner right now. Okay, so we're done with that. I'm probably gonna substitute liner for falsies day of, but I'm not sure, we'll see. So like I said, if you want this to be really long lasting, it's important not to skip any of these steps. And I'm priming right now. You could use whatever primer you like, but do make sure to prime even if you don't normally do so. Now I'm gonna get my foundation and apply it only to one side of my face, like so. So do this quickly, and before it dries, you take your setting spray and you spray it on the side that you applied your foundation on. So applying your setting spray in conjunction with your foundation before it's actually dry helps massively longevity-wise. You can also spray your setting spray after you've done all of your steps at the end, but I find that this is a much more important step. Now we're doing the same on the other side, just applying the foundation and spraying. And this really helps all of the ingredients to blend together and your face won't transfer at all. And last but not least, I do the same exact thing to my forehead. Technically, you could also spray your beauty blender, but honestly I prefer it this way because sometimes you can oversaturate the beauty blender and actually remove your foundation rather than apply it seamlessly like this. So now you're gonna apply your concealer wherever you would normally apply it. Now you start blending a little bit wherever it is that you need the least amount of coverage. Or just tap in slightly, you don't have to blend out all the way, but just start sort of blending it in slightly. And at this point, I'm not even gonna touch my under eyes yet. Okay, now that we're done with that, we wait about 30 seconds. By the way, while we're waiting, can I ask you, have you seen the final of La Casa de Papel? Because I have, and honestly, I'm blown away. I won't spoil anything for anybody, but that is such a good show, I have to say. So at this point, you want to start blending out your under eye area as well, but start at the very end and just blend it slightly like this. You want to leave this side to dry almost completely because I find that right here is where we need the most coverage. At least that's where I need the most coverage, so I really let that almost dry. And in the meantime, you can now start fully blending out the rest of your face wherever you applied it. So now, see that it's blended out. It looks pretty pigmented, right? That looks pretty cool. Now I'm gonna set my eyes and I'm gonna wipe that away immediately. So now again, because you want it to be really extra long lasting, I'm gonna powder the rest of my face, which is something that I don't normally do because I like that sort of dewy look, but I'm gonna do it today. And then we're gonna spray with setting spray one more time, so don't worry if you look powdery at this point. When it comes to bronzer and blush, you're gonna apply them as you normally would, no added extra notes here. Ooh, I have another question for you. Are you into themed ugly Christmas sweaters? Honestly, I kinda am. I like the idea, I think it's cute, but not if they're too ugly, if you know what I mean. They still gotta be a little bit cute. So So I'm gonna let everything on my face simmer a little bit and just do my mascara really quickly. If you're putting on falsies, I personally think it's easier to put them on first and then coat your lashes underneath a little bit after you put them on second. Okay, so since we're done with that, you could apply your highlighter to your face immediately if you wanted to, but since I really want an extra pop, I'm just gonna spray my face with setting spray one more time. And at this point, I'm just gonna use the Fix Plus Gold Light setting spray just because it has these slight gold sparkles that I think would be really great for Christmas. Obviously, you could spray your brush as well, but since I really wanted to marry my entire face and not look as powdery as I did, I needed to set my face one more time. So I bought this highlighter last year and it's a MAC highlighter, and you know what? I haven't used it since and I'm now realizing why. Actually, in the viewfinder, it looks incredible, but in person, I promise you, it kind of looks, I don't know, very, very demure, but I'm gonna make it work somehow. So I mean, the highlighter is pretty, but it has a little bit too much pigment and not enough sparkle and shine for me. So I'm just layering a lighter highlighter on the highest points of my cheeks. So yeah, I don't like that MAC highlighter at all, and I'm glad I tried it now and not on Christmas Day. I'm sure that you can see this in the viewfinder as well. I have like 2 streaks here, and that's because of the pigment in the highlighter. But as you can see, it's really not that blinding. The only blinding part is this part right here, and that's the other highlighter that I layered on top of it. But we're gonna make it work for right now. But this is why I'm telling you that you shouldn't try out new things on Christmas Day or before a big event. Just try them on beforehand so you know what you're dealing with, but not the day of. Now we're almost done here. The only thing that's left is to line our lips. Now you could line your entire lips or obviously just overline them a little bit and then apply lipstick. This color is so beautiful. It almost doesn't need a gloss, but okay, so I think we're done. I love this look. I'm not sure if this is gonna be the one, but we'll see. I'm actually gonna do about 2 to 3 more looks just to see which one I like best. And if you guys want me to film those too, let me know. And I could also do New Year's Eve inspired looks. I'm probably gonna do that actually, but let me know in the comments anyways. And if you liked today's video, please consider subscribing and following me on my Instagram. And if you didn't like today's video, then you're the Grinch. Sorry to say it, I didn't make the rules. Okay, I'm just kidding. But anyway, thank you for watching and I'll see you in my next one. Bye!